Before I begin my commentary, I want to give a big shout out to Gerald Jackson, and he's with the North Carolina Beat. Please go check Gerald out. You can find him on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Next line of business is, this is my commentary. I'm just giving my thoughts, my feelings, and my opinions. Not saying that I'm 100% right on anything. It's just basically how I feel, and everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Lastly, in the comments below, please let me know your feelings, your thoughts. Tell me what you think. Please be polite to everyone in the comments. Everyone is allowed to feel the way they want to feel, but I just ask that everyone keep it cute and respectable. Now, without further ado, let's get into this content. Today marks a whole month since the remains of Lyric and Devin was discovered. The remains were positively identified on September the 19th. And I could not imagine how that period of time has been for those families. My heart goes out to them, and I know everyone in the true crime community love them, and we're just here for them. I know there's not much that we can do, but we're here, and we hurt for them, and we just want to be as supportive as we can, because like I said, I could never imagine anyone losing their child under these circumstances, under any circumstances. But, it's never going to bring the kids back, unfortunately. And it just angers me to look at this individual and say, how dare you take their lives into your own hands? Like, what gave you the right? Who told you you had that right? This case was really hard for me, guys, and quite a few times I have recorded the video and I've had to re-record it. Sometimes I just would get choked up. I would know the information that I have to say, but I just would cry because I could imagine, I wonder, were they afraid? What was the last thoughts going through their head? And I think about that, and it's like, I know I'm not related to them, but I feel so closely attached to them because, I guess it's the motherly instinct in me, because I am a mother, and a mother's love is a mother's love, But, even with all of this coming out, I know it's still hard for their families. And I just want to send some love and light to them right now. Some hugs, love, and light. Because I know, probably even learning this information is even harder for them. Because I found myself, when I seen this individual, I was so mad. I said some mean things, and I had to go back, and I meant them. I just won't say them out loud, But this is a sick individual to do this. And, I don't think this individual was able to do this alone. I don't think this individual had the mental capacity to pull this off alone, because some of the things that he did, and I guess it's kind of like the culture now, everyone wants to be a rapper, so there's a lot of self-snitching going around. But after you do something, after you commit a serious offense or a crime, who goes and raps about it? So this is exactly why they knew who he was, because this fool had the audacity to upload the music on SoundCloud. What is it that you thought no one was going to ever hear it? Did you not care? Did you not think you were going to get caught? Like, you must have really thought you weren't going to get caught. But he did. And now I'm going to reveal who he is. The North Carolina Beat has identified the 17-year-old suspect accused of killing 14-year-old Lyric Woods and 18-year-old Devin Clark. According to documents obtained by the North Carolina Beat, Woods had one gunshot wound to the left side of her neck, while Clark had gunshot wounds to the head and thigh areas. Two men said they were riding their four-wheelers putting out deer corn when they discovered the teen's body, according to a 911 call first obtained by the North Carolina Beat. For the last 2 weeks, we have been working closely with sources close to the investigation that helped us identify the suspect, and on Monday morning, the suspect's identity was confirmed by court records. Officials in Orange County have been tight-lipped about the suspect's identity and information regarding the case. On October 5th, Orange County Sheriff's Office announced that the suspect, who they said are responsible for killing Lyric Woods and Devin Clark, have been taken into custody. The North Carolina Beat has identified the alleged suspect as 17-year-old Isaiah Ross of Middletown, Delaware. According to the students we spoke with, Ross attended the same school as Clark, Eastern Elmhurst High School, for a short period. After Woods and Clark were found on Sunday, September 18th, Ross dropped 5 songs on his SoundCloud the next day. So I guess you just didn't learn anything from Gunna and Young Thug and those RICO cases they trying to fight right now. So self-snitching, right? You still gonna do it. Silly rabbit. I'm not gonna play the songs, but I am gonna say some of the lyrics from the song. I found them quite disturbing. One song he dropped is called Glass, where Ross talks about riding around in a Ford with a new Glock and aiming for the head. Another song Ross dropped on Monday, September 19th, is called In the Acorn I Trust, where he says he got so much bread in his car, it's like he's slipping on blood, having the blood in his Acura, and that he got some shit he can't talk about. Sources tell the North Carolina Beat that Ross was finding himself in trouble in Middletown, Delaware, so he moved to North Carolina with his mother for a new start. How did that go? Really, I want to know. How did it go? The motive of the double homicide remains unknown. And I also have a theory on that as well. Because see, he shot Lyric once in the neck. Devin was shot numerous times in the head and numerous times in the thigh area, which is within the same region of the groin area. So you can put 2 and 2 together. Why did you have to shoot him down there so many times? I mean, Devin wasn't a big guy at all. And if you was shooting him with that type of weapon that you were rapping about, one shot of that would have did enough damage. But that wasn't enough for you though, right? I really wish you would have stayed where you were at, but it also makes me wonder if you and your mom had to move for a fresh start because you was doing so much down there. What were you doing down there? Like, was it this type of activity? Because, I mean, if you was getting into trouble at home and you had to move, you really was getting into it, right? You was a troublesome person. But I really think that Devin maybe was trying to protect Lyric, you know? Maybe he was coming on to Lyric, and maybe Lyric wasn't for it. She wasn't having it. And maybe Devin, you know, tried to take up for her and he retaliated. There's nothing that could have happened that would have given him the right to do what he did under no circumstances. So I don't want anyone to misconstrue what I'm saying. There's no right. There's nothing that would have given him the right to do what he did. But as I've said before, I don't think he's acted alone. I'm not saying that whoever helped him was there initially. Possibly they were just hanging out and things took a wrong turn. You don't know if drugs were involved. Maybe they were smoking weed or something. You never know. That's not giving anyone any authorization to do anything, but I'm just saying, different circumstances, you never know. These are kids. You don't know. But I want to say after the fact, after it was done, I don't think he was able to handle it by himself. And at this point, I don't care if his puppy was involved. He needs everyone who is affiliated with him and who had a hand in this needs to all serve time, period. I don't care. If they helped him, they should be penalized just like him. And that's just really how I feel. 2 beautiful kids were taken away because he felt that he had the power and the authority to make that decision. Like, who gave you the right, sir? Who did it? I just pray that they didn't suffer. I just keep thinking about that. And it's like, poor Devin, poor Lyric, Devin was brutalized. Like, man, just hurts me to my heart when I think about that. And what kind of person how can you sleep at night? Like, the fact that you were able to be artistic and write 5 songs and upload them the next day, that says a lot about your personality. How do you sleep? I guess your little creative juices was flowing, right? Yeah, you're going to get it. Don't worry. God says hi, but he looks slow. And Devin, and Lyric will definitely get justice. Because we're going to fight until the end. Because you had no right to do what you did. And whoever assisted you needs to go down with you. And I'm sorry. I don't care who they are. So that's it for this commentary, you guys. I know this one was a little different. I talked more than anything in this one, but I just wanted to bring this information to you guys. And please leave your comments and thoughts down below in the comment section. Please be respectful to everyone. And I'll see you on my next video.